The opportunities are enormous. In a world where we are networked all the time, we are on social media, we are on the net in every way possible, there still is something very powerful in this global organisation. Both the nature of the global organisation and its possibilities, but in particular your on-the-ground forum and your chapter. So the possibilities are you make very, very interesting business connections. Often the more interesting business connections are not the people in the same industry as you, but they come with a different point of view from different industries. And in these days of constant change and massive disruption, I think the great opportunity is to be able to access and learn as much as you can, as well as form tremendous relationships and friends. My favourite, the other part to the organisation, which came as a bit of a surprise to me, was that it goes way beyond business. So my original thought was it was very strictly and purely business. And of course there is a hardcore element of business which is very, very helpful. But it goes beyond that to all sorts of other issues. Now there's a big area of networks. There's a ski network and a triathlon network and a deal network and so on. So you can hook in and dip out of that. It's a really opt-in sort of process. I've had many only in YPO experiences, both at events and at Edge and at forums and so on. But possibly one of the most meaningful experiences for me was a personal experience, not a business experience. So in my spare time, I climb high mountains, and I do a lot of high altitude mountains, and I was about to climb Mount Everest with my daughter. And my forum buddies took it upon themselves to set aside an entire meeting to do a full risk management assessment and mitigation strategy with me. And there were times where I'd say, it's enough, don't you think I've done this, I'm doing this. And we examined it from a business perspective and from a human perspective. And I found that to be very wonderful that they cared so much about me to go to that minutiae, not just the kind of, oh wow, but to go to the real detail of it in a real examined and thoughtful analysis. And it was actually really helpful for me. Because obviously when you're going to climb Everest, a lot of people have a lot of opinions, mostly negative, and they're trying to talk you out of it. So friends approach it from a friend point of view, business people from a business point of view. What the power of YPO is that they're a group of very successful business people, but they're also very close to you. And it's a very, very different perspective, and it's a group dynamic. So I actually find it quite confronting to have an hour of everyone's attention on me, and they're buggers because they won't let go, and I try to flick them away and say, I've sorted that out, or I already know the answer to that. They will just persist until there is at least the beginning of an answer, sometimes not all the answers. And that same approach is done with business issues as well, or personal issues. So it's a particular and unique set of people in a unique circumstance, which is far more different than if you have a friend for a coffee and they might give you 5 minutes on an issue, and if you say, look, I'm fine, they'll usually back off. This group won't.